45. A little shout out to Mike and the rest of the comics tonight. They've been so welcoming, and they are just so young. I'm sitting back there and I'm like, dude, I'm 45. Like, my underwear's older than you. My underwear is seriously the second oldest thing that's ever been on this stage. Right behind me. Barely. And you know, like, old white guys, we've been getting a bad rap. And it's kind of deservingly so. The problem is we're having a hard time understanding where we fit in the cosmos. Like, this past week, I've got a couple buddies of mine going like, man, I'm done with Kanye. When you've been down with Conway? I mean, if you're like I'm done with Kanye, like how much, let me see your Spotify list. Other than Gold Digger, do you have anything from Kanye on your Spotify list? Yeah, it's a couple years ago, there was Nike came out with a commercial, and all my old white friends were like, that's it, I'm not buying Nike anymore. I'm like, are you really hurting Nike or Ross Dress for Less? Because I've seen the Nike gear you're wearing, and that's not just bought online. That's at that $9 little rack that they have in the back of Ross Dress for Less. You ain't getting the new Kyrie shoes. But the calendar's turned over. Now we're getting into the Christmas season. Yeah. And it's interesting, like families have different traditions, and I start getting nostalgic around the holidays, and I start thinking back when I was growing up, right? It was a long time ago, but we had family games like, in our house it was Hide the Southern Comfort from Daddy. Wow, that was a blast. It's like, give me that bottle, I'll fucking kill you all. My mom's like, hey, guess what? Dad just fell asleep and pissed himself. Time to open the stockings. But my wife and I have two awesome daughters. They're in their early 20s. We have our own family traditions. We have our own family. And I swear to God, I'm going to tell you a story. And as God is my witness, this is a true story. I know a lot of comedians come up and go like, oh, this is a true story. There was this Martian. But this is like an actual true story. And it started when my daughters were in that, what I like to call that love-like window between like 3 to 9. You know, because you love them, but you also like them then. I mean, when they were infants, you loved them, but they didn't bring a whole lot to the table. They just like, slept, threw up, pissed, like a dad did. And then when they were over 9, it's like, oh fuck. Like, love is in question. Over 9, but that love-like window, 3 to 9, those were the best years. And we had a tradition that my wife we would talk to the kids and say, listen, Christmas morning, you're not allowed to go down and see the gifts, right? You have to wait until we wake up, and you can't wake us up. So, and there's a reason for that, because obviously my wife wanted to make sure that we got the credit for the best gifts. Like, she was like, if they came down and there was like a bicycle, they're like, oh my God, and they're like, oh yeah, that's from us. Oh, I don't like that horn. Yeah, that's from Santa. So, I swear this is true. And when I tell you this, you understand why this has scarred me. So, my kids would get up really, really early, and they would grab their blanket and pillow, and they would come into our room in the middle of the night and just wait for Mom and Dad to wake up. And one night, one Christmas Eve, I happened to be, I was dressed like Jesus came into the world. Just swaddled in my nakedness. And I at some point, I'm guessing about 4 o'clock, I had to go to the bathroom. And when a man goes to go to the bathroom at 4 o'clock in the morning, he doesn't walk like a normal human being. It's kind of like, do you ever see those drawing rods that that they're like sticks that help you find water. That's what your penis becomes. Yeah. So I'm doing my walk to the bathroom, and
Even hers too?
this is like 15 years ago, so I'm going in solid flow. A flow we're not getting at 60. I'm going to the bathroom and I hear this sweet little voice, this soft daughter voice that said, I just saw Daddy's vagina. Oh, you heard it right. I just saw Daddy's vagina. Now, scientists have this thing in the medical profession. You ever hear of an earworm? You know what an earworm is? For what you don't, it's like you get a song stuck in your mind. Anybody remember that song by Snow and Former? Think about that song, right? And like you'll be walking to your car now and you're going, you're going to use your car thing, and that's going to be in your mind for a little bit until something takes it out. I'm 60. That was 15 years ago. Daddy's vagina is an ear anaconda. It's a goddamn flesh-eating ear anaconda that has been walking around this brain of mine continuously. And it shows up in different parts of my life. I remember when I first got a prescription for Viagra. And the pharmacist walks up and he's like, you know what to do if there's any side effects? And I go, you mean my vagina is hard and stuffy for 4 hours? I'm to call a medical professional. And I also, you know, I've had a couple of road rage incidents. I think we all have. You know, you get angry and you roll down your window and you go, you could just suck Daddy's vagina. Sorry, that's my daughter's called it. But it's a fun time being a parent. And is there anybody? I don't know everybody here, but anybody have any young kids? Young children? Babies? Wow. Can I give you one bit of advice? I swear to you, when your kids are young, like especially you, Dad, right? Be engaged with them. Be a part of their life, because when they get older, you're not going to want to. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out on a Sunday. Mike's going to eat, so we're going to have to wait for a minute. It's inedible. God damn.
That racist shit. It's a hamburger, sir. You just got